not understand.
Thank you. So now we have three persons in one God.
I said persons. Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
One God
Did I not say that?
revealing himself as three persons.
Did I not say that?
So what did I say? Did you hear that?
So
No.
you believe in one God revealing as three persons.
Did you hear what I said? God, one God revealing himself in three persons.
That's what I'm saying. Two.
But you're forgetting the one part.
Did you not hear what I'm saying?
No, I
Concentrate.
didn't hear you say that.
I am saying you believe in one God revealing himself in three persons. Did I get that right? Good. So now, there are three persons in one God in your belief. Do you agree or disagree? You agree. The Father is, no, I'm going to ask you because I have my first question I'm going to ask again now in light of this new...
You're trying to satisfy.
Excuse me. No, I'm speaking to you.
They're going to remain confused.
I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you. So now, Jacob, Father is not three persons, it's one person.
No, that's revelational. That's what I'm telling
Yes, according to your revelation. Right. Not according to Superman. According to...
Jesus said,
Excuse me. Listen,
God
listen.
as Father, Abba Father.
Listen.
Jesus called God as Daddy.
Concentrate.
Will you listen to me too? So we can...
But I haven't finished my argument. As I started initially,
said that I
you
heard
kept on... No.
I said that
I started asking you one question and it's taking me half an hour to get through. So now we have Jesus identifies only true God.
I need to get this here. Can you please let me have this? I want to keep it close. I want to have it at... I hope it is still working. Or maybe I ran out of charge. I might have run out of charge. Okay.
So we have Jesus Christ in the New Testament.
I have to... Well, I hope you will...
So you can watch it. Several cameras are recording. So we have Jesus Christ in the New Testament identifying the only true God. Not a God or many gods, only true God. Only true God means only true God. How many persons, according to Jesus, is the only true God?
He said that to God the Father, right? And he was talking to God.
I'm asking you a question.
Don't try to trick me or trap me. I know all this.
So you know tricks and traps.
Yeah, I know all of this.
Well, of course. This is how they teach you.
And I know how they're teaching me.
No, it's not about trick and trap. Asking a simple question.
And you try to
Between the nature and person.
Fooling innocent.
Yeah.
No. Okay, fine. So answer my question. I can clearly see that. You're putting my questions clearly. Go ahead.
No, but as you said, you distinguish. That's what we do. Yes. So his question is, Father,
understand that. Relationship.
Oh, yes.
He's not excluding himself from that relationship of divinity. When we say only, that excludes only the pantheon of gods. And what are the pantheon of gods? The Greek gods, Roman gods, and false conceptions of God, like God cannot become a man. That's a false conception. There were millions of people. I don't fall in that category too. So, only true God. Jesus called his Father. So, if Allah does not understand Allah is not a true God, because Jesus confesses God as his Father. There was the answer. For example, if I say,
Remember, you answering my question, right?
that doesn't mean that.
Now, in a point in time, God became man.
If you're the only one talking, is someone else talking?
Let me explain the only meaning of only.
Okay, only doesn't mean only.
Contrast to something else. And the contrast was between God the Father and pantheon of gods. Jesus does not come into the pantheon of gods. So Jesus was not saying I am not true God. You are saying all these gods that people worship, they are false because only the Father is the true God. And Jesus is not excluding himself from that. I hope you put that on YouTube.
Okay.
Because
Now-
nobody has answered that to you.
Hang on.
Nobody has explained that to you.
Okay, slow down.
I know.
Please.
I
So
know
now-
nobody has explained that to
Okay,
you.
hang on. Don't try to praise yourself too much.
No.
Here is-
I'm not praising, I'm concerned.
Here's what I've
because
understood.
I want to
Excuse me.
misunderstand
Here's
it.
my understanding of it.
boy,
I
I
asked
need
you.
water.
I asked you a question, which is, according to
I
Jesus.
explained. Actually, I explained your answer. I gave you the answer.
What was my question?
About true God.
What was my question?
You said about true God that
What was my question? Repeat.
you said Jesus said that you are the only one true God.
That was my question. Try to remember what was my question. So all the time you actually.
So now you're changing another.
Sorry, no. Excuse me. Be fair and be honest and be sincere. Be a man of integrity. I walk away when I people see no integrity, right?
But you see me with some integrity. Right?
Can I hear your point? One second.
Can I hear your point?
He made his point. I want to make my point, right? Thank you. So I asked you a question, and obviously you answered a totally different question that I didn't even ask. Let me repeat again my question.
What's that?
According to Jesus Christ, how many person is the only true God?
He didn't answer it. He did not answer that.
In his answer or statement, the answer is already embedded. He says, the Father, you are the only true God. That's why I asked you before.
And he's contrasting
Can I-
that.
can I-
I gave you an
Can
answer.
can I finish?
You said I didn't.
Could you kindly not interrupt when I'm talking,
But
right?
you said I didn't answer.
Excuse
you
me.
answered that question.
Could you be gentleman enough and let me finish? Thank you. I asked you how many person is the Father? Is it 3 person or 1 person? You agreed the Father is 1 person. You agreed the Father is 1 person. So if the Father is the only true God and the Father is 1 person, according to Christ, how many persons is the true God?
Jesus didn't say you are the only person who is God. He said you are the only true God in contrast to the pantheon of gods. You're not understanding.
If
I answered you.
Listen,
And you use the market.
Jacob, stop dancing around.
I'm
If
worried
I-
about my things, man. I have my Bible and all this. That's why I don't know how people are. So,
Now, here,
No,
if I say you are the only true professor of mathematics, can there be any other professor of mathematics?
Everybody had technicalities.
but there we can contrast to mathematicians. But if
Can
you
there
are,
be any other professor of mathematics
Yeah,
if you are the only
it
true
can be
mathematics?
you if you are equal to me.
So if I said you are the only
you-
one,
Well, then we'll have to define it well. Because if you're a mathematician, then you will have to say, including me, I am the.
if I
But
don't include
Jesus-
myself and I say
If
you
Jesus-
are the
right.
only true mathematician,
Yeah,
can
he's
I be a
talking-
mathematician?
He's talking to the Father.
Listen, I'm talking about mathematics. If I said to you, you are the only true professor of mathematics, can anyone else be professor of mathematics?
Unless you have, unless you are in agreement that you are equal to me in mathematics.
Excuse me.
Can we really say, it's a humble way of saying, we are the only.
I'm sorry.
Father and the Son is
Listen,
the only.
Sir,
If
mean,
somebody
well,
makes
my question, I'm someone that's new, and I'm presuming I'm your target audience, right? Explain to me why the Trinity is true. And can I ask you to say...
No, we didn't create. See, I'm not talking with the language of Trinity. I'm talking from the language of the Bible. Okay? Trinity is a concept developed in 4th century or something. And Christians have, and then they use it as a logical form.
So you don't believe in the Trinity, is that correct?
No, again, you're using the same language. I talk in language
Okay, you
that
don't
gives.
believe there's a Trinity, you believe
Yeah.
there's something else, something external, right?
Jesus is the Son of God.
According to your belief, yeah.
According to Jesus called God his Father. So he's the Son of
But he
God.
also said, do not worship me, worship thy Father, no?
What did he say?
He said, when people would pray to Jesus, he said, do not worship me, worship thy Father, no?
Where did he say that? Yeah, we have to worship God. We have to worship the Father.
Did Jesus say there are many
That's
things for
true.
me
I
to
mean,
say
we
unto you,
should
but
worship-
he, the Spirit of truth, shall come and bear all to you?
Huh?
Didn't Jesus say, there are many things for me to say unto you, for he, the Spirit of truth, shall come and reveal all?
Yeah, he did.
How about I finish the conversation with the gentleman,
he's going-
and you
I
can
just want
converse
to, I
with
don't
him?
know, because I'm going to go. I just want to just briefly.
No, why do you even start a conversation when you have to go? It's not fair, is it?
So
now-
you're a gentleman. I like the way.
Now,
you
listen.
I really, I
When
appreciate.
when I say you are
appreciating your
thank you, and I appreciate you too. When I say you are the only true professor of mathematics, can there be anyone else who is a professor of mathematics? The language excludes it.
If you're not a mathematician, it may be false.
And I'm not talking about mathematician. I'm talking about a professor.
It's just a statement. See, that's what I'm saying. So you have to make a contrast.
I mean,
with
I'm only speaking English.
You're
And in
contrasting
English
with
language.
mathematician.
No,
You're
I'm saying
contrasting-
you
can't-
are a professor of mathematics.
So the contrast is between me and mathematicians, right? So if you're
I
not
am saying
listen to me,
professor,
listen
professor.
to me.
There are no other professors. You are the only one. That's what I mean. If you are
So the contrast is between me and other human beings. I am the only human being who knows who I'm a professor, they're not.
when I make a
So you have to
statement like that,
contrast. It's a contrast.
so when I make a statement like that, you are the only true professor of mathematics. Can there be anyone else?
I know what you're trying to. What you wanted to say is that Jesus said,
You are the only true God.
only one God and nobody else. That's what.
When he says only true God,
Only true
can
God.
there be any other true God besides him?
He's contrasting it with the pantheon of gods.
Everyone, everything.
No, no, no.
So only
the
doesn't mean
gods.
only.
It
only
means
doesn't mean
only. It means only. But
Why
it
does it
does-
include him?
Because he's not included in
Maybe
that.
it includes you as well.
He's not included. No, no, no.
Maybe it includes you too.
Because he's not included in the pantheon.
Maybe it includes Zeus and Apollo and Diana as well. Yeah? Tell me why it excludes Apollo. Apollo.
You know why Jesus is not included?
Not included.
Listen, Jesus called God his Father. He said, I am the Son of God. He said, the Father and I are one.
One what?
And he are one.
One what?
It's the unity.
No, one what?
What do you mean one?
Yeah, exactly. One what?
Whatever, he said it. You
one
ask
what?
him. You ask him.
Are you saying
When you
it's a
come
meaningless
to, well, it could be a mystery. Because when
It's not a
I,
mystery. It's quite clear. He
no,
clarified
no,
it.
no.
Did he not clarify what he meant later?
You can't know the Son without
Did
the
he
Father.
clarify what he meant by this
You
oneness
know the
later?
language here. You cannot know the Son.
Did
unless-
you not hear his clarification later in the same Gospel of John?
Yeah. I told you, when Jesus said you're the only true God,
It doesn't
he's
mean
not including
Yeah, it
himself.
doesn't mean no, he's the only true God.
That's
Someone else
our
can be the true God.
disagreement. We disagree.
Yeah, so now I understand from English language, according to your English language, that it doesn't mean only true God.
Yeah, you're not understanding.
It doesn't mean only true God.
It was a contrast between God the Father
If
and...
this is your best form of
Listen,
reconciliation, no, I'm saying if this is your best form of reconciliation, you fail.
I'm not reconciling.
You just
See,
fail.
Jesus said, I am the truth. So he's not excluded when it comes to what is
Did
truth.
he say he's the only truth?
He said, I'm the truth.
Did he say he's the only truth?
Well,
There can be many truths.
if Father is the only truth, how can he be the truth?
Where did the Father say he's the only truth? Where did the Father say he's the
Only
only
true
truth?
God.
No, truth.
So Jesus,
You are conflating the term only true God with truth, way of life. It's very difficult. You've learned to debate, but you didn't learn to debate properly. Jesus didn't say, I am the only true God, did he? I'm not repeating the
I
same thing.
told you, it's a contrast between the Father and the pantheon of God. It's not the contrast between Jesus and the Father.
Can God create another God like him?
It is not the contrast between
listening?
Jesus and the
Can
Father.
God create another God like him in your belief? In your belief, can God create another God like him?
What do you mean God creates God? That's self-contradictory.
Exactly. So now you have one God. From that comes another God.
He's not creating his God out of God. God can do that.
Okay. So it comes out means what? So how many gods can you get from this
It
one
doesn't
God?
happen. It doesn't happen.
So how many gods can you get from this one God?
It's up to God.
Yeah, millions,
The
right?
arena I don't know. I'm saying
Zillions.
we know Father.
Infinite number of them.
You're trying to judge God.
I'm not judging
We
God.
have,
I'm judging
I say, no, you're not judging
That's
God.
not your concept.
My concept is from Revelation. In the Revelation, Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost proceeding from God, from the Father. The Son proceeds from the Father.
When
The
did he
Holy
proceed?
Spirit. But Jesus said that. We believe.
When did he proceed? At what point in time? From eternity or some point in time?
God has always, Father has always been there. So Son has,
So the
Son
Father-
has always been with the Father.
So Father and Son has always been there, right? Is the Son dependent on the Father for proceeding?
See, you asking me questions that I don't know.
But you do know.
No, I
The
don't
answers
know.
are he is
All I can tell
dependent
you is-
or he's not dependent.
All I can tell you is that
You know the answer, but you don't like
I
it.
don't know the answer.
You do.
What do you
Shall I
mean?
tell you why?
See, you know why that's a wrong? It's a complex question.
Shall I tell you why you do?
You know why that's a complex question? When you talk about God's nature,
From the scripture.
you're talking about God's nature, what's happening within God.
From the scripture. Not from our mind, from the scripture. So
Oh,
if you
so
believe,
now you're changing your question.
I have never
That's what I'm
changed.
saying.
I've already
I'm
said
saying
you
your
bring your
question-
scripture always to
Well,
explain your concept.
that's what I'm saying. Your question was a complex
So you're not
question.
concentrating what I'm saying.
I am.
Bring your scripture to talk about your God. So if you have,
I am saying your question is a complex question.
so what?
Therefore,
Scripture should be able to
No.
answer his complex.
Thank you. Can you scripture answer a complex question?
but that is not, it is not the complex question has two components. You have to separate them.
Do you have an answer to this complex question?
Yeah, okay. Now I'll tell you what the complexity is. Then I will explain to you how it is answered. I will answer that. Yeah, ask me the question. Again, dependent. God is
Is the Son dependent on the Father for him to proceed from him?
Son in his essence before he becomes Jesus Christ. He's not.
Remember,
He's not
our question is before the creation of this world.
The word dependent, I'm not even sure it applies to God. I'm not even sure.
So the Son is independent of the Father.
See, I'm saying this language because God is three in one, one in two. He is a unity in diversity in unity.
You are happy to use unity, diversity, multiplicity, but when I talk about making sense, dependence and independence, okay, is God in totality independent?
Get used to unity and diversity.
Can I ask you this question? God in its entirety, in totality, his unity, in your belief, is he independent?
See, again, it's a independent from what?
Anything.
So there is no anything there. God alone exists. How can you ask that question? See, you don't understand the concept.
If there is nothing there, then he's totally independent. Do you not agree?
But the word independent means something else then.
It means not dependent on anything.
Self-existent. It simply means self-existent.
Independent means not dependent on
That's what I'm
anything.
saying. You're confusing words. You don't understand. God is self-existent.
Excuse me. What does the word independent mean in English language?
That's for creaturely.
what
God,
does
the
the word
word
mean?
independent does not apply to God.
What does the word mean?
It means we are independent is like, I am independent of you.
Now, what does it mean, independent?
You tell me, what I am is, I'm not.
You are happy to tell me logical fallacies I'm committing, but you don't even know what independent means.
All I'm saying is it's
Okay,
not
what does
applicable.
dependent mean and what does independent mean?
You lost your argument.
Excuse me, Jacob.
You lost
Be
your
fair, be
argument.
fair. What does independent
exactly.
mean and what does dependent mean? In the English language.
Just to let you know, independent from the dictionary is free from outside control, no subject to another authority.
This is applicable to creation.
Is God
The word,
independent?
I'm saying it's not applicable to God because God is self-existent. You don't use the word dependence and independence on God. You don't use that language.
Is
That's
God?
almost blasphemous.
Why did God say that?
Because you're bringing him in as a.
I know the problem that you have with Christian theology using
Hey,
these
hey,
words.
listen.
Why did God say that in your scripture? You can't use independence.
Blasphemy is that which makes God less. When you say, when you answer in my question, if I say yes or no, it will lessen God in either way.
Listen, your concept of God.
No.
Not mine, your concept of God.
I'm saying
That's why you're not willing to use it.
you're not.
So now I understood.
Use
A debater like yourself, you've been learned and taught to debate when it goes against your Christian theology, let's say you can't use it on the Bible.
So if that's correct, then why did Jesus ask the Father?
You really need to open up your heart and mind to Jesus Christ.
Is Jesus Christ
He will really make you
worthy of worship?
Yeah,
Is he?
yeah.
What makes him worthy of worship? Is he independent God?
Jesus said,
Because any being who requires or worthy of
because
worship.
Jesus is God become man.
One second,
He's worthy
I'll
of
tell you who's
worship.
worthy of worship. This is not worthy of worship. This is not worthy of worship.
We know that.
Your bottle is not worthy of worship. You are not worthy of worship. So I'll tell you why. A being who is worthy of worship has to be absolute, independent, perfect, free from any wants, defects, or imperfections. That is a being who is absolutely perfect. Is Jesus absolutely perfect?
What he reveals is perfect in that.
Is he absolute? Is he absolutely independent?
So, what I'm saying is,
Answer the question. Is Jesus absolutely independent? Otherwise, he disqualifies to be a being or an object worthy
again,
of
a
worship.
complex question.
Oh, now it's a complex question.
When you
Love
say,
the tricks.
when Jesus reveals himself to you as God, he is not. You can't use that. You can't use that category.
I'm asking you again.
So-
Is he absolutely independent?
Jesus, the man,
Not man. Forget man. Forget creation. You believe he is worthy of worship. Is he absolutely independent?
you're talking about Jesus Christ. Jesus is
Clearly.
God man. God man. He is dependent upon the Father.
Then
And
he's not worthy of worship. Alas.
because that's a complex question. You
No,
don't
it's not
understand.
complex. It's easy. So
You don't understand this.
So
You
if you believe someone who's dependent,
I know the problem.
the problem
you will
is
never.
you want to worship someone who's dependent on something else.
Jesus is worthy
Is
of
Jesus
worship.
dependent for his own existence on anyone else?
Jesus is the Son
Okay.
become human.
I'm going to ask you a very
The
complex question
Son-
now. Very complex. Is Jesus dependent on anyone for his own existence? Or is he self-existent?
Jesus is, as a human being, he's dependent.
Not human being. Forget human being.
Jesus is here. What are you talking
The
about?
Son of God.
What, they just talk about Son of God?
Yes, the Son of God, is he dependent
No,
on anyone
no,
for his own existence?
no.
So he's independent.
He's out of the Father.
So he's independent.
The word doesn't apply to the Son of God. It word applies
You know what?
only.
I can't speak to you in English. Sorry, because
you don't
it doesn't apply.
You don't
English doesn't
understand.
apply with you. English language doesn't
No,
apply.
you don't understand the conceptual
No.
difference.
I cannot speak to you in English. It doesn't apply to you.
Mansur, you do not.
Doesn't apply.
Don't run away. You do not understand the conceptual difference.
Listen.
When you say Son of God, we are talking about what is God in Himself. When you say Jesus, we are talking about Son become human. So that
Before he became human,
then he is not dependent. The language does not apply to him. He is self-existent.
so he doesn't need the Father for him to exist.
But again, you say need.
Yeah.
These words are not applicable
Exactly.
to God.
So he doesn't need the Father for him to
The
exist.
Son of God. No, see, we don't know what's going on.
Either he needs him or he doesn't. Simple.
You're trying to be God.
Okay, look, listen.
You think you know what is
You
going on in
are a
God.
man of intelligence and
Yeah.
logic and philosophy, as you said earlier.
You know what?
Either the Son of God needs the Father or he doesn't. That's the only two options. Which one is it?
The word need is not applicable to God.
I'm not talking about God, I'm talking about the Son.
Son is God.
So he either needs the Father or he doesn't.
Again, we're using the same language, you're using the need language. Say it does
Suddenly,
not-
the language need doesn't apply. The word independent doesn't apply. Do you know why? Shall I tell you why?
Okay, we just.
Okay, let me tell you why.
We're going
Okay.
across each other.
Let me tell you why. Let
You
me
don't
tell you why.
understand what I'm
No,
saying.
no, I'll tell you why.
I
The
feel
reason
you're-
why you don't answer because you know
No.
if he needs the Father, then he cannot be God. If he doesn't need the Father, then there are two gods, independent gods. It's a catch-22 situation. You
you
can't win. It's a lose-lose situation.
No.
That's why you have been taught
you're running
by
away.
your priests
You're running
to
away.
avoid
I'm
this
not-
question
no
by
priest
saying
or me.
we can't use this language.
I am not. You're running away. I said the word need and independence, and they are not applicable to God. You didn't hear me. You hear me. Think about what I'm saying.
I did think about it. I've thought of it for more than 20 years, my friend.
No, you never thought about it. Son,
And you're not the first one I've spoken to on
becoming,
this issue.
son becoming human being. When you talk of Son, Jesus Christ, the human being, then these questions are good. But when you talk
Does he have a will?
When you talk of just
Does the Son have a will? Not the Jesus, the human.
person.
Does the Son
He's
have a
a
will?
person.
Okay.
Now we're changing topic.
No. On the same question about one God. Is the Son, his will, in agreement always, or can he disagree with the Father's will?
They're one.
No, they're not one. They have different
God
wills.
cannot. There cannot be.
How many wills do they have?
There
One will?
cannot. It's a unity.
Does the Son have a will? Does the Father have a will?
Yeah. It's a person. Person means having will.
Good. So can the Son disagree with the Father?
No,
Why not?
because they're one. You see, you got my answers and
Look. So the Son
Mansur, you're
is
confused.
not.
You're trying to think.
So basically, hang on. Now we're getting somewhere.
You're
The
trying to-
Son
you're trying
is
to
not
think.
able to disagree with the Father's will. Not able.
Again,
So he's not sovereign.
see,
He's not independent.
God.
He's not absolute.
God is not able to
Not-
contradict himself.
Not God. The
Listen.
Son. So we have
now
a
you're
Son.
running away. I'm saying, who is God? Father, Son, and
I
the
am
Holy
now
Ghost.
going to develop this for you. See how much you have been taught. The Son has a will,
I
and
think-
he's unable to disagree with the Father
I think-
because
you know what?
they have the same nature. Is that why?
No, I'm saying there is no disunity in God.
Listen.
But you're saying,
Is the
that
Son-
means, so can God become a human being? Tell me, can God? Oh, no, listen.
You are
Can
talking
God-
about God.
You're talking,
I'm answering. I am answering.
My answer is,
I'm
once you
answering.
respond,
Oh, you-
okay, can God become a human being?
Yes, I'm answering.
Yes.
So God, the Creator, becomes the created.
No, you never became the creator.
Is a human being created or uncreated?
Jesus was uncreated.
Am I talking about Jesus? Did you ask me about Jesus, or did you say God becomes a
Oh,
human
okay.
being?
I thought you were talking about Jesus.
Right. So
But that's
can
what
the
I'm here for.
Creator become the
That's
created?
what I'm here for. I'm talking
okay,
about
now listen.
Jesus.
Can the infinite become finite? Can the all-knowledgeable become ignorant? That's what you're asking me. And you studied logic and philosophy.
God can never cease to be God.
Wait.
The
You
word
said
infinity.
earlier you have understanding of logic and philosophy. So now tell me, what's wrong with this question? Can the infinite become finite?
Are we talking about God or the infinite?
Excuse me.
Define infinite.
You said
What is infinity?
You asked me a question. Can
I'm
God
asking you a question. What is-
become human? Human is creation, limited, dependent, finite. God is the creator. You're asking, can God become finite?
You change.
I didn't change anything. I'm answering your question.
He can.
Is that what you're asking me?
He can really take the form of a finite human being.
So the infinite can become finite and remain infinite. Very logical.
Yeah, God can.
Very logical.
Well, you know, because you don't know what infinity is.
Does infinity means it's finite?
You can derive.
What's the difference between infinity and finite? Tell me.
See, now you're changing. I'm explaining.
I'm not changing. Explain. What's the difference between infinity and finite?
God can create human beings, right?
No. Just this concept.
Okay.
Infinity and finite. You are a
Now
man
you're listening.
taught in
You're
logic and
changing,
philosophy.
you keep on changing.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I am focusing on the ridiculousness of a belief in more than one God. So,
you're mixing up
infinite
two
and
things.
finite, what's the difference between them?
You're mixing up two things.
Excuse me, what's the difference between them?
I'm explaining everything to you.
No, just this.
Come on, let me explain. Not just this. You won't understand that.
No, can you
I have
explain the difference between finite and infinite?
You going to step 10, you have to understand step first.
No, Professor, can you
I-
tell me,
I am trying
in
to
simple
explain-
terms, the difference
You-
between
I'm
finite
going
and
to-
infinite? Take from step 1 to 10. Go ahead.
God can create human beings. God can create. God cannot do anything which is logically self-contradictory, which means creation is not a logical self-contradiction in God.
So Jesus was a creation. That's what we've been telling all
No,
along.
he can.
Thank you for admitting that.
See, you not let me explain. Now let me explain.
Explain.
I just gave
Maybe
you
it's not that.
So
Explain.
you agree that when God creates a human being, it's not a logical self-contradiction in God. God can do anything that is not logically self-contradictory.
Carry on.
Therefore, God can take the real form of that which is not self-contradictory,
Like,
like becoming a man.
it's not self-contradictory.
So-
How does that
so-
follow logically? Hang
so-
on. When you say God takes a form, is He creating that form? Is God
Jesus
creating
is
that
not
form?
created.
No, I'm
That's
talking
what I'm
about.
saying. You're not understanding
I'm
it.
asking you simply.
He takes
When
the
he
form.
takes the human form, is that human form creation?
No.
It's not. Okay. So it's not human, real human then.
He is really a human being because God can do that.
says Rebecca was
What is the difference between the
God has the power to take any form God wants. He has the power. You don't
If God,
understand that.
so in your belief, if God takes the form of a tripod and this tripod, what would be the difference between these
What are you
two?
talking about? Ask God.
No.
We know that
Muhammad made
God became a human. Let's talk about Jesus Christ.
Listen,
I'm
listen.
telling you that.
If God, in your belief, takes the form of a real tripod and this is another tripod, what will be the difference between these
You
two?
know, you're talking contrary to
Aisha was
fact.
9
I didn't
years old.
claim. You having a straw man. I didn't say God became this or that.
If he
I
does,
said God
if
became.
he takes
I
the form.
said you attacked that point. I said God became Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. God became Jesus Christ.
When he took the form of a man, that man and you, for example, what's the difference between the form
We
he
are
took?
created, he is not. That's the difference.
So the man that he became
He's a real human being.
real human being?
Muhammad right here.
Because God can do that. He's a human like anybody.
Okay, so real human being. So when we talk about the Son of God, before he became a form of a human, the Son, yeah? Does he have the power like absolute God?
He has all the powers that are God's powers.
Right. Can he destroy the Father if he so wanted?
See, again asking you, can is like saying, you're asking me a self-contradiction.
How
in
is it
God.
self-contradictory?
Because you're asking me, can God commit suicide? That's nonsense.
No,
Does the
I didn't
man
say, listen carefully. I did not say can the
that
Son,
is suicidal.
listen carefully. I did not say can the Son destroy himself. That would be contradictory. Affirming the Son is all powerful. I'm talking about another person who is not the Son. Can the Son annihilate the Father from existence?
No,
Does he have the power?
That will be suicide.
Does he have the power?
Son of God is God. He cannot commit suicide.
Not him.
That's not
Don't you get it? I am not talking about the Son committing suicide.
You're asking questions because
I am not asking you whether the Son is. Don't listen to me. The background noise.
You got to be very careful.
Listen, I know what you're saying.
Allah is
Do the background noise.
No,
I know.
last week you said
I am asking not about the Son destroying the Father, the Son. That will be self-contradictory. I am asking
Why will that be self-contradictory?
because if you affirm the Son is absolute, that means he's all powerful. So you cannot say is he all powerful enough to live and all powerful enough to die at the same time. Self-contradiction. I am not asking about self-contradiction about the Son. I am asking you about someone else called the Father.
Miriam pregnant.
These people have so much hatred.
So now he's asking him about Jesus.
You realize what I'm saying?
But he forgot to know that in the
Ignore him.
Quran, Allah
Background
is
noise,
the
too
father
much
of
from
Isa.
him. Do you know why they're coming? Do you know why? They're coming to help you.
The father of Isa. You made Mary
If you don't
pregnant.
need them, then tell them I don't need you. Tell them I don't need you. Just tell them I don't need you.
Allah made Mary pregnant.
But I'm not
Right.
What are you talking?
Allah
So
made
now
Mary
tell me,
pregnant.
does the Son have the power to destroy the other person, the Father?
That's what I'm saying.
Son of God,
That's
whereas Allah
a logical contradiction within God.
Tell me how. How is my question logically fallacious?
So don't ask questions.
You don't know what God's Son is like.
Sorry?
The Son loves the Father The Father loves the Son.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't say whether he wants to or... I am saying, does he even possess the power?
If I say, Mansur, you are a donkey.
Excuse me.
You know,
Does the Son possess the power to destroy the Father?
Show us the evidence.
Can you tell him to be quiet? Can you tell her to be quiet? And him to be quiet?
Rebecca was not 3
They're
years
trying to
old.
help you, but they can't.
Rebecca was not 3 years old. Show me.
This is how the Christians try to save their person who they know is failing.
Show us the evidence.
It's a silent admission.
Allah made Mary pregnant.
we're not talking that. Let me talk to him, Mr. Olson. Let me answer.
Right. So now, did you hear my question?
Mansur, let me
Show us the
What I'm saying
evidence.
is
Now Rebecca
that
was 3 years old.
you are talking, when you talk about,
The microphone will filter this noise, so don't worry.
Don't worry.
when you talk about God, that's
Your
the
videos, be truthful.
you can't speak contrary to facts. You have to bring facts. You haven't brought any. You say, oh, if can he destroy? He can destroy his son is destructive. But that's contrary to facts.
Did you not understand my question?
See, you can make up any straw man, and but it's contrary to
Why is
facts.
that a straw man?
Because you're talking contrary
Some
to
buzzwords you're using from logic.
Don't shoot in the
Red herring, straw man. But perhaps you need to understand
No, you don't
that you perhaps misunderstood from your logical teaching. I asked you, let me repeat my question again.
understand. You're
Let me
talking
repeat
contrary.
again. Let me repeat again.
But when you start lying,
It will be self-contradictory if I asked you, can the absolutely all-powerful Son destroy himself? That will be self-contradictory.
I'm saying you're producing a straw man. The question is coming out of something which is contrary to facts. You have to show a basis of that. What is the fact on which I can reject or deny that Son can destroy? If you don't have any fact that tells me the Son can destroy, then you're talking contrary to facts. You're not.
Perhaps try to focus on what the words I'm using.
You're talking imagination, making your own facts.
Okay, listen now.
That's not how it works.
The Son, if he's absolute, he has absolute power.
Hey, Amir, Amir, how are you? You're Amir.
Okay. Hello? I'm here. Right.
You gave me.
Okay. Right. Yaakov. Brothers,
Why
please.
do-
Focus. Concentrate. Thank you. Thank you. Right. I am saying, if a being is absolute, the attribute that we give, the attribute we affirm, an absolute being we affirm, they're absolute and perfect in their attributes. So if I say God is absolute, I am saying God is absolutely all powerful, all knowledgeable.
You cannot say anything about God.
Listen.
If you're going to talk about God,
Excuse me.
you cannot say anything. Without revelation, you have to have revelation.
Can we finish?
I contradict
When
you.
I affirm an absolute God, what I'm affirming is absolute attributes of this God, absolute attributes of perfection of this God. So, when I say in your belief you have a God the Son or Son of God, whichever phrase you want to use, if He is absolute, what you are affirming is He's absolutely all knowledgeable, not ignorant. He's absolutely all powerful and not weak. Because he is absolutely independent and not dependent. That's what absolute means. Absolute. So if you affirm, hear me out, if you affirm he has power and he is absolute, you don't say he's 90% powerful. And someone else is 100% powerful, more powerful than him. When we say God is absolutely powerful, we mean he is all powerful. There's no one more powerful than him. That means an all-powerful being is able to do things, as you explained, that does not go against his own nature. If his nature is ever living, then he cannot die or destroy himself. He cannot exercise his power. So now, having understood and explained this to you, Yaakov, we have another absolute person called the Father. Here are the logical scenarios. The Son, being absolute, has the power to destroy the Father.
No.
Let me finish. Let me
They
finish.
say you
Let me
contrary to-
finish.
How do you know he has the power
Excuse
to
me.
destroy the
Let
Father?
me finish. Then you will understand.
You can't.
Relax, relax, relax. So either, are you, no, focus here. Either,
You repeated the same thing.
no, I want you to focus.
But you're not listening to my response. I responded to
I
you.
need you to focus and listen and then respond. So, why are you, thank you, concentrate. Thank you. Either the Son, being absolute, or by definition, he has the power to destroy anything, including the Father.
Including himself, right?
No, not himself. That would be self-contradictory.
But you were, that's what I'm saying.
Listen, why you not let me finish? If the question was, can he self-destroy himself while he's absolute, that is a contradictory statement.
You know what?
But I'm not
Let
saying,
me stop you here.
can I make my
You have spoken
statement?
maybe 15 minutes.
Excuse me,
And
you're not
man,
letting me finish.
I am older than you. I'm getting tired. You make your point. Do it fast.
Thank you. If you allow me to that, don't interrupt. Thank you.
15 minutes I'm standing listening
Keep
to you.
interrupting.
How, okay, I interrupt for a
Again
second.
interrupting.
For a second.
Again you're interrupting.
And you will talk for
Again you're
15
interrupting.
minutes.
So, the Son, if he was absolute,
Mansur.
he will, don't interrupt please. Otherwise it will go on even longer. It's up to you if you want to make it longer or shorter.
You're repeating
If you want to
yourself.
make it shorter, don't interrupt. The Son, being absolute, has the power to destroy the Father. If he's not able to destroy the Father, then he's not absolute. Which one is it?
You said Son being, he has the power to destroy the Father. That's what you
If
said.
he was absolute.
How do you know that has the power to destroy the Father?
By definition of absolute.
That's your definition.
So you don't agree with that?
That's why you created a straw man. You don't understand what I'm
So
saying.
absolute doesn't mean absolute to you.
Yeah.
Just like only doesn't mean only.
You are,
now absolute doesn't mean
you
absolute.
You don't know what you're talking
Explain.
about.
What does absolute
You don't
mean
know
to
what you're talking about.
Okay, explain what absolute means.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I would like to know. Explain to us what absolutely perfect means.
Whatever the word absolute, when it is applicable to God, you are talking contrary to facts. You don't know what
Could you
absoluteness of
explain
God.
what absolutely perfect means?
I don't have to. I'm saying there is one God, Father, Son, and the Holy
No,
Spirit.
you have a problem
But-
with my definition of absolute. Didn't
Because-
you have a problem?
No.
You had a problem. So explain to us what
I tell
absolute
you,
perfect means.
you also have a problem. That is your problem, and tell you what your problem
No,
is.
explain to
I'm
me
explaining the
what does
problem.
absolutely all-powerful, all-knowledgeable
I'm
means.
not going to explain that. I'm saying
Then how come you have a problem with it?
no, because what you are making conclusion, you suddenly bring in a straw man that the Son can destroy the Father.
People learn.
Where
learn.
do you
That's
get
how
that
the
from?
Christians have been taught to do.
No,
debate.
you're the one you create a straw man. What is the factual basis of making that statement? Did Allah say that?
I
Can
asked
Allah
you.
destroy
Listen,
Christ?
if you are being
Well,
a
I'm
logical,
asking you,
I'm answering.
I want your
I am
factual
answering.
basis.
I'm answering. You are a logical, taught in
No,
logic.
you're not answering.
Look.
Man, I give you an answer with 2 sentences, and you keep on repeating 15 minutes, say the same thing. So what's the point of repeating?
Every time I open my mouth, you want to interject and interrupt. Is this how they taught you to
Well,
debate?
I know.
Is this how they taught you to
You're
debate?
taking too much time.
Is this how they taught you to debate?
You're not coming. You have said
Is
it.
this how they taught you to debate? Yes or no?
Yes. That's the way you
Thank you.
debate the people.
Thank
Oh, you
you.
want to go? You're
Yes.
running away.
Yes, thank you.
You're running away.
Yes, take care. May God guide you. Read the Quran, learn about the Prophet ﷺ, and you'll have salvation.
You've done a good job. They cannot